So welcome back to MainStation. Today I will be going over some trades I did earlier. I think all of them failed. You can see right here. I still have one position. Maybe I can zoom in. Not really. Oh, yes I can. Yeah, right here. You see I'm... that's not... I'm in the red, as you can see, right here. About $52. Of course, only paper trading. Since that is the only thing I'm doing right now. Yeah, so this is CGC, Canopy Growth Corporation. And if we look at the S&P 500, you can see the correlation just fine with the gap down that happened earlier in, I think, every market there is, at least based in the United States. So I saw it coming about 3 hours earlier since I'm trading from Austria and I'm ahead of the United States when it comes to time. About 6 or 7 hours, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, let's stop rambling and get to the trade. So as I told you, I've been in the negative today and I made a lot of mistakes or a couple of mistakes. Actually not too many, since I kept my losses very small and knew when to exit the market. Sadly, I still lost, I don't know the exact amount, but as you can see here, I traded a couple of shares, not much, about each position $2,000 to $3,000 each. And yeah, so initially in Kron, I made a mistake a couple of days ago. I kept my position overnight. I made a wrong order, made a market order, and that was my mistake. I don't know how it happened exactly, but for some reason I stayed in the market and had seen quite a loss today, about, I don't know, and it wasn't that much. It was about 65 or 100. I don't know exactly. We can look down here. History. Could have been way more actually. Kron price. Okay, that's just maybe right here. I'm doing this the first time, so bear with me, please. Yeah. The buy stop, was it that? The sold today. Yeah, you can see right here. 10.16 buy, and I sold. Oh no, what is it? Okay, let's do this some other time. Anyway, I have to look into this thing right down the bottom. Yeah, so as you can tell, I'm new to this. I'm not too new, but anyway, when we go to the 5-minute chart, I closed out my position on the rebound we had earlier in the markets, which is quite usual. So, and I exited actually quite beautifully. You can see it right here, the red arrow. I entered initially here because I knew there was a lack of, so I could have stayed in the market since there was a lack of resistance, but I didn't think that it would gap and we would have, or I didn't think it would gap up and close the gap open, which happened initially, and we would have an island right here. You can see the opens and closes. This is usually known as an island, and depends where it happens. On top of movements, it's usually a bearish signal. So I sold right here quite beautifully and entered a short position actually around here. Oh no, it was actually when we go to the 1 minute. Right. Yeah, I exited here and I entered here my short position. You can see that's on the 1 minute chart. The small arrows. I entered here my short position. It got filled. Sadly, I didn't put it just right, but my short position got stepped out from the bull movement from the bottom right here. You can see the blue arrow. Yeah. I'm still, and then I ended a short position quite low, which hadn't got filled yet. Maybe it will, but since the weekend is coming, I don't think so. So I got stepped out right here, and that's it. I made it here because we had resistance, and if this resistance is going to be broken, then it will come support right here, and that happened. So I was right in exiting the market, and then I also traded gold today. Of course, also paper trading. If we go to the 1 minute, it's not, no. I actually traded only the 1 minute chart today, since I knew it would be quite volatile, and I wanted to enter and exit the market more rapidly. So I entered a bull position in gold. We had the long equilibrium. You can see right top. It was so. We had this movement right here, which could be viewed as a head and shoulders, or just a pennant, whatever you would like to view it as. In a bigger perspective, it's actually a bear flag. But since we had this line of resistance right here and we broke out of it, I expected the market to make a new high in this channel, which it did, but just by a few cents, and it actually got to be a double top jump just yet. But if we look closer, I entered bullish right here. It broke out again, broke upwards, and I was a little bit in the green. But I expected this movement to keep up. It made a higher low, another higher low, and then it broke bearish, which I kept in my position. I should have entered. I should have exited, but I kept in, and then it got me stepped out right here on this candle, and I think I lost maybe a few dollars, about, I don't know, maybe 10. It wasn't much. It was one of my first trades in gold, so I wasn't comfortable yet. The patterns are quite nice, but since we had a fake out, it wasn't that beneficial. That was gold. I also traded CGC besides Kron, since they were quite similar. Also entered a short position, got filled right here. Go to the 1 hour chart. Yeah, just before the big green candle. I expected it to not see this as support, but it obviously was, and got I think it was more of a rebound of the drop than anything else. We still are minus 5%, so I mean, this could be viewed as a bull flag, since with the movement upwards, and now we have like a channel to the downside. Maybe it touches here or it touches here. It's more of a consolidation yet. We could also see just a complete capitulation of the bull move and return to about $28, and maybe see a drop from there or find a double bottom. That's not sure yet, but this would indicate that we get a second move upwards, maybe towards this line, fill the gap, and maybe then return to the downside. If you use a 4-hour chart, this would be, if this gap doesn't get filled, which it actually got. It actually got right here, so it doesn't matter too much. It could be viewed also as an island, and would indicate that we move to the downside even more. But since we broke this long trend line we had, I won't be going to, since right here we were a few touches. It respected it actually quite nicely right here, but then broke to the downside and retraced, touched it again, and now we see the move downwards, which has been expected, at least from my side. Anyway, today I got stopped out again since I was short again. This happened, of course, at the same time. I was short on CGC, Kron, bullish on gold, and we will turn to Bitcoin just in a few minutes or a few seconds. Yeah, entered right here, short, got stopped out on this bull candle since it made a higher low, or I expected it to make a higher low since we broke to the top, and yeah, it actually did, and it further consolidated and moved to the upside. So on Bitcoin, I'm still in a position, or I'm going to be in a position on the low right here. I expected it not to create this cupping price action, but to actually break lower, which it didn't yet. We got quite low, but wasn't enough yet, at least. So if you go to the 1 hour chart, yeah, you can see I have a position, a sell position, a short position just under our support. It depends. I'm not quite sure how to do this yet. There are basically two options. You don't want to be right on the point of the candle, since it will either get support, or since it could get support just there and return. but you actually want to get either a bit above the initial low, the exact point. So maybe, so just as I did here, the low is at about 34.56.96, and I made my short position at 34.53. So about, yeah, like just $3 actually. I could set it lower, but maybe I should. I'm going to find out. But you don't want to set it just on the tip, just a tip. Yeah, you usually want to set it either a bit above the low, a bit below the low. I'm going to experiment and then figure out what works better for me. Yep. This formation of bear flags and bull flags and channels I will be going over too, but not now, since the video is already 16 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to keep this up, hopefully, for some time. Trade alongside you if you wish to, but I will be going over my paper trading and mistakes I made and still I'm making, but also successes I'm having. So just if we go to XRP, Ripple, I also entered a position below the initial low of this candle, so I actually figured it would go lower, but since we have a line of resistance just down here, it got filled and then jumped back up again. So I'm still in a position. I could set this like 1 cent lower. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this right here. About 10,000 Ripple, and as you can see, I'm in the red. About $38. So, which has actually gotten better. If you go to the 5-minute chart, you can see it got filled right where actually, right here, my short position right here, and it just touched. It touched and made a big candle to the upside, as you can see right here, which got me into the red. And I actually could have exited here, which I didn't. I didn't notice, so that's my bad. And we're actually forming a bull flag right here, so I don't know if that will work out. It usually doesn't on Ripple. It just fades away, as you can see right here. Bull flag, and then just fade away, fade away, fade away. Yeah. I will keep in this position till I'm either getting stopped out or break even plus. So yeah, as you can see, I'm getting more in the red and more in the red, which is nice. I'm trying to keep my stops, my losses small. We actually make another higher high if we use the 15-minute chart. Since this wasn't, since this wasn't a bull flag, I don't expect this to be. Maybe just a pump from the lows. And yeah, if we view the 4-hour chart, you can see the line of resistance I'm in right here. Yeah, we actually broke it, and I expected it to go lower, but since Bitcoin stayed, XRP will stay at least in the short term. Yeah, and we have this right here, and it's not the ideal position, definitely not. If you wanted to enter a short position, you should have done it about here or here or here when we actually broke support. Yeah, but I'm learning, so whatever. Oh, it's getting okay again in 15-minute chart. Yeah. So that's it for today. Hope you traded alongside or just traded for yourself, since this is the ultimate way to learn and get experience. Okay, see you soon.